Hi guys, it's Ali. Today's going to be a really long one because I've got so much to tell you. I'm 10 days post-op today. It's Saturday the 2nd of June 2018. I had my surgery on the 23rd of May 2018. My starting weight pre-op was 115 kilos. Today I weighed in at 103.4 kilos, so that's a really big loss. I think it's about 12.2 or 4 or something. Anyway, it's great. I've lost over 10% of my body weight. Now you read a lot about what 10% body weight means. Let me tell you what it's meant to me. So obviously there's a result on the scales. So there's about 1.5 sizes that I've lost. So I'm dragging out so many clothes and I'm dying to get out and about because I'm not going to be able to wear them for long, obviously. But apart from that, I'll tell you some good stuff. So I was taking 6 tablets each morning and 2 tablets each night. Those tablets, there were 2 for blood pressure. There was anti-inflammatory, there was an antidepressant, and there was my reflux medication, which is Somac, and there was IBS medication, so medication for my irritable bowel syndrome. Now, as of today, the only tablets I take is Somac for reflux and Panadol for back and joint pain as required. I don't need any pain relief for the surgery anymore. The wounds look fantastic, barely there, not really an issue, being careful. So that's awesome. Now here's something that probably isn't normally open for discussion. It's very embarrassing for me to talk about this, but I figure, well, this is what this channel's about. So about 18 months ago, maybe 18 months ago, 2 years ago, I had a couple of incidents with my irritable bowel syndrome and my LBL, which, like bladder leakage, which led to me being very scared to be too far away from a bathroom. Thankfully it didn't happen in public and all that, so it wasn't horrendous. It was just at home, but it was mortifying. So I trotted myself off to Woolies and I bought myself some ladies' Depends underwear. That meant that I could pretend to be living a really great life, as in going out and about and whatever. And I still did have to rush off to toilets and things like that with both of those problems. But it gave me security in the fact that no one else would know about it. I don't wear them anymore. I cannot tell you how wonderful, how freeing, how... it's just a relief, actually. So I just wear normal undies and I'm so excited. It was probably a little bit of overkill, probably for the bit of bladder stuff that was going on, but certainly with the IBS and the severity of my symptoms, yeah, I felt it was required. Saved me a couple of times, to be fair. Sorry for the too much information, but I did promise I'd give it to you. About less than 12 months ago, I decided to go and have a sleep test, and I was diagnosed with a very mild sort of sleep apnea, and the technician said to me that I had a score of 10, and normally a score of 30 is when you would need a machine. But I was just snoring all night, I was waking up exhausted, I had a sore throat, I had a dry mouth. There was so much, I was just tired all day, I needed to nap all day. So yeah, it was pretty ordinary. And the last few nights I haven't used it. I keep saying to my husband in the morning, did I snore? Did I snore? I don't want to keep you awake. But no, it's gone. Absolutely gone. As I've mentioned before, I was consuming a lot of alcohol, up to a bottle most nights, sometimes more. So obviously the relaxation around this area from being drunk and whatnot, and the swelling of the tongue with weight, that all did have a lot to do with the way I was feeling. But I haven't had alcohol for before I started the pre-op diet. So that's like probably 8 weeks ago. I don't really miss it. I don't have a problem with not having it, thank goodness, because it was pretty touch and go. But yeah, so that's all contributed as well. But 10% of your body weight gone, and there's health benefits. The other really, really exciting thing that I've experienced, and this sounds stupid, it really, really does, is I'm a sleeper. I can sleep anywhere, anytime. I can get quite confused and addled and just need to sleep, get very aggro, agitated, nap during the day. Thankfully, I work from home most of the time when I do work. And I still wake up tired. The CPAP machine did help with that a lot, but I was still sleeping a lot. Now, I'm lucky to sleep. Obviously, there's been some post-op disturbance there from the surgery, but off to bed at 10 and up at 5 or 6 in the morning, feel great. I'm still kind of wanting a rest in the afternoon, but it's not for hours and hours and hours of sleep. But we'll watch that, because I can't wait just not to need so much sleep. Like, sleep's a waste of your life. It's really important and you need it, but I just did it way too much. Excuse me, I've just had some water. That's all part of it. Here's a tip. I'm sure everyone else realizes this, but I received a very detailed, fantastic booklet from my surgeon and the dietitian. And I read it and I read it and I read it. Anyway, of course, I'm a few days into Sunday. Actually, I'm nearly a week into free fluids, but that hasn't gone very well for me. I've had to be very slow. So I was still doing the 30 milliliters of liquid every 15 minutes as prescribed by the surgeon, and I had to drink it out of medicine cups. So I was unable to focus, to concentrate on anything, because life went around this 15-minute cycle. So I decided I needed to just review my notes that were provided and work through what this stage of the post-operative diet plan meant. So I had a look today, and now I'm up to fluids as required. So you don't just grab a glass or a bottle of water and just scull it. Like, that doesn't work. But it means if I sip, I'm not sticking to the 15 minutes so much. I am listening to my body, and I'm probably a lot slower than what a lot of people are. But the relief that brought to me, to know that I could just slowly increase my liquids and get out of the rule of the medicine cup and all that sort of stuff, that really, really helped. But don't do it too soon. It's really important you understand what 30 mils is when I can actually only do about 15 mils in my mouth at a time. Otherwise I get a bit of a pain as it goes down, but at least I understand about what 30 mils in your mouth feels like. So that has reset my sipping or drinking consumption. Like, I was always a gulper. I'd just scull. So not wine per se. I would drink that pretty fast, but soft drink, Diet Coke and water and stuff like that, it would just glug, 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 and it was gone. So I'm a sipper. Very glad to say I'm a sipper. That's fantastic. I have struggled. I haven't been able to get any multivitamins down. I haven't been able to get, what else? I haven't been able to get protein liquids down. But I'd rather take my time and do it staged than feel sick and refluxy and have situations like I did the other night, where I was 5 hours walking the house. I've made a few alterations. I cooked beautiful stock, homemade. I got some chicken stock, the Campbell's one, which doesn't have any preservatives, and I got a couple of chicken carcasses, which sounds quite brutal, and I threw in chopped up broccolini, carrots, parsnip, turnips. I don't think I had a Swede, and I had potatoes and I had onions, and I boiled boiled. I didn't add any water. It was just with the chicken stock. So it's actually very salty, but I have to say at this point in time, I'm really craving a bit of salt. Craving's the wrong word because I don't have hunger. Thirst is the biggest thing. But I was obviously getting quite dehydrated. So I've gone out and bought myself some Lemonade Hydrolyte ice blocks. To drink them without freezing them you can do it. But yeah, it wasn't nice. It was very salty and not nice. So if anything's too flavoursome for you, all I can suggest you do is put it into ice trays, freeze it and suck on it. And it does change the flavour a little bit. And that's why I used to add ice to my Optifast shakes. That used to just take, I don't know, took the flavour, made it more simple, more mild, more palatable. I've had, as I've said, a lot of pain from thoracic spine, lumbar spine, hips, and legs. Everything's been sore. Thoracic spine probably the most painful. Certainly my mobility's been very slow and limited, although I've often gone to the shops or somewhere and walked miles because I want to keep moving. But I saw a physio, and I understand totally that I need to do Pilates and I need to get mobile. And what that means is I need to basically see the physio first, get some release done, do some exercises at home, and then I've got the option to join clinical Pilates, which will be amazing. I've done it once before and had great results, but with everything that happened in life, after that time, there was no time to do anything like that. I'm also really excited to get into water aerobics. I know any sort of moving without the weight on my joints is going to be much more effective, and I'm going to be able to do it more often. So I have one downside, but it's nothing. It's a common side effect, and that's oral thrush. Very white, furry tongue. It's horrible. I've been using the Biotene mouthwash to keep my mouth as moist as I can. That's made me feel much better anyway, and I'm pretty sure it's kept some foul breath away. But I went to my local chemist this morning and I got some oral thrush drops, vanilla flavour, and they taste vanilla for about 5 seconds and then they taste like medicine. But that doesn't matter. So what you do is you have to drop that on your tongue. It's just 1 ml 4 times a day, and you leave it in your mouth and swish it around. So that it's going to take a while. So 4 times a day, a few days, and then you have to use it for 48 hours after you've used it first. Oh, here we go. It's such an open discussion. Nappy pants and oral thrush. Yay. I have also today gone out and bought some Yakult because oral thrush is often caused by an imbalance of probiotics in your tummy or something. So I figure I'm on a liquid diet, I can have full liquids, and I have to say it was so good. I had my Hydrolyte ice block for breakfast, and I had my bit of water and my tablets. Then I went to the shops, to the chemist and got the oral thrush drops, and then I went to the shops and got some Yakult, and the Yakult was fantastic. So I think it's maybe 50 or 60 mils in one of those little bottles that you see, and I did that in 2 parts. I sipped that over 2 parts. It's very filling. Anything like that's very filling. So when I finish this video chat, I'm going to have some of my beautiful, I think I've got 1 beef stock left, clear beef stock, and then I'll probably just sit with water for a little while. And then hopefully tonight, now I cooked some pumpkin soup, homemade pumpkin soup, and I froze it. And then when I took it out and defrosted it, all the little fibres that are in pumpkin came out, so it was too much for my tummy. It actually wasn't liquefied enough. So I went and bought some Heinz tinned pumpkin soup, and I need to thin that out to have it as a proper liquid on where I'm up to. So I'm actually, instead of thinning it out with milk, I think I'm going to thin it out with chicken stock. My tummy, I don't know, milk's not, although I had the Yakult. But anyway, I'll go with some chicken stock. Might do half and half, milk and chicken stock. Let you know how it goes. It's funny, I hear and read a lot about people that have lost weight, still see themselves as an overweight person, as a fat person, they'll say. And it's so hilarious that my mind is so geared the other way. I just, because of the clothes I'm able to wear now, 12 kilos down, 10 days post-op, a size and a half down, I actually feel like I'm like a normal weight. I'm not, I'm still obese, but the changes physically, the changes mentally, the changes in what I'm able to wear and how I'm able to wear it has just, I said to a friend this morning, my soul is singing for the first time in a long time. So that's pretty awesome. Long may it continue. So I went to my GP yesterday and she gave me a gold star. She said, I look great. We went over, I showed her my cuts and they're like just tiny scabby lines now. I did ask my surgeon if I was allowed to start water aerobics yet, but he said, no, wait till after next week. So I shall be patient. And I've also got to find a nice warm pool indoors to do them. So we'll be holding on for that. But my GP reviewed my medications and I probably mentioned it before, but I'm rambling today. I'm so excited that it was taking me all day to take tablets and it made me feel sick. I said, taking my antidepressant medication made me feel so bad because that seems to be, for some reason, the Zoloft. I don't know why or if it's actually true, but taking my Zoloft medication seemed to set off a reaction in my tummy, and it was that whole excessive saliva, reflux, pain, everything. So I hadn't taken it, and you're not just supposed to come off it straight away, so don't do that, but I did. And I always check things with my doctor, even if it's after the fact, I always check things. And she took my blood pressure, and I do suffer or have previously suffered from white coat anxiety. So I can be sitting in a doctor's chair and have reasonably normal blood pressure at home 5 days a week, and then I'll go to the doctor and it will be ridiculously high, like 160 over 90 or 100. I think one day the doctor didn't want to let me go. It was 180 on 90 something, really bad. Anyway, in the doctor's surgery yesterday, I was like 138 on 74. And whilst that's a little high, considering I was in the doctor's surgery and I supposedly have white coat anxiety, and I hadn't had my blood pressure medication for 2 days because I couldn't swallow it, or I didn't want to swallow it, or it took too long, whatever, it was really getting me down. She said, don't take it. So I'm now on to taking my blood pressure each morning just to monitor it because I do have a machine at home. And I don't have to go back on blood pressure medication unless I get a higher, like not much higher, not dangerously high, but a higher than normal reading. So far so good. It was great this morning, 124 on 76, I think. So I'll take that. I'll take that every day. Obviously, because I'm not putting food into my system and I'm taking a lot less, my IBS symptoms have sort of gone. I've had a little bit of too much information. I've had a little bit of diarrhea a few days post-op, where a lot of people say they're constipated. I had diarrhea, so yeah, go the IBS. But that seems to have settled. I'm probably due to go to the loo again shortly in the next couple of days. That would be nice, but we'll see how it goes. So off blood pressure medication, off antidepressants, off IBS medication, still on Somac. Like, I can't give that up. Obviously with the pre-existing reflux, and now post-surgery where reflux is actually a real thing post-op for a lot of people, I need to keep taking that. So I'm happy. I am so very happy. I can see a difference in my face. I can see a difference in my clothes. I can see a difference in my sleeping patterns, in the tablets I'm taking. So apart from the weight loss now, I've actually achieved all my goals. Who would have thought? So yeah, my biggest goal was to be off all medication and to be healthier. So obviously, you know, what is it? A swan does not a summer make or whatever. But we're on a really positive road. We're on a really good stretch. I do know that a lot of people do it a lot tougher. And I know a lot of people do really well. Everyone's journey is individual and different, and there's risks associated with the surgery. But I've said within a few days post-op and right even till now, I haven't regretted it for a minute. I've had a couple of bad nights or days or teary days or whatever. Been in my jammies, as you've all seen, in my dressing gown. But yeah, I guess it's what I needed, it's what I wanted, it's what I dreamed about, and it's happening. So things don't get much better than that. I'm interested in myself. Here's another thing that was happening to me, which was another reason why I needed to change my life. Having depression and being really, really overweight, I didn't have a lot of energy for things in my life. And would you believe I used to marvel, wonder how and wonder what was wrong with me, that I just couldn't seem to have a shower every day. Now, I really wasn't a dirty, smelly person or anything like that. I maintained some level of hygiene, but it was just too hard for me to get up in the morning and have a shower, or have a shower before I go to bed or whatever. And if I did have a shower, it was in the middle of the day and I'd be getting calls from work, and it just got too hard. I was exhausted. I couldn't do it. And now I like nothing more getting up in the morning, jumping in a nice hot shower, loosening my back up. And I didn't do my hair, I didn't wear makeup. Now, that had a lot to do with the excessive sweating that I was experiencing, which was due to, obviously it was summer, but I also had, obviously, I've looked into it and spoken to my doctor about it, but obviously there was a level of liver dysfunction which was contributing to that heat, and I'm menopausal. So yeah, it just wasn't going to go well. But with rapid weight loss, you get cold. It's a known physiological change in the body. I love being cold. I've got a parka that I wear. I've got jumpers and scarves that I wear, which I haven't worn for a couple of years. I don't have to scream at people to turn the heater off in the house because I'm about to melt, and ask them to put jumpers and cardigans on because I can't bear it. So yeah, I'm cold. Who would have thought being cold was a great achievement? But I'm cold. So on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. It's been a bit scatty. I'm not sure. I know I started off with the medication, but I don't know if I listed what I was off, but you get the general idea. Or if I did it twice, I'll have to watch it back. But ultimately, this is me. 10 days post-op, this is how I'm going. People are noticing a difference, not only in my weight, but in the way I look, the way I am, and the way I present myself. So yeah, best 10 days of my life so far. Take care, everyone. Happy to answer any questions. Also, there's a lot of stuff on my Facebook page of the same name, Ali's Bariatric Journey. So pop over there and have a look. I must talk about my goals, sorry. Obviously the tablet one and all that, but I'll talk weight now. So I wanted to get to 108 because that was where I was about 2 years ago. Then I wanted to get to 104 because that's where I was 4 years ago. So now I'm 103.4. So I'm weighing myself a lot, but I don't get downhearted when it doesn't drop. Like, there's been a few little bouncy days, but now I'm going to try and hang off a little bit, and maybe next week weigh myself. And my next goal will be under 100 kilos. So I have 3.5 kilos and I will be under 100 kilos, which I have no idea. Yes, I do. It was in 2016, at the beginning of 2000. No, that doesn't work out. Let me think about that. It was a number of years ago, and I was down in Barrel and I was watching my daughter play softball, and I was in a size 16 or 18 skirt and an 18 or 20 top, and I felt lovely. I felt fantastic, and that was under 100 kilos. So that, yeah, it was. That was in 2014, the beginning of 2014. So it was four and a half years ago. There you go. Comes back to me. So yeah, I cannot wait to be that size. So hopefully the next time I pop on, it'll be, again, much less of me, but less of me than there has been in a long time. I'll stop rambling now. Thank you for watching. It means a lot that I can share my experience for myself, but I also know that, yeah, it helps other people too. So hang in there, anyone who's struggling. Make the decision, anyone who's wondering, and I'll see you next time. Bye.